Hello everyone, my name is Akatulia Deborah. According to our coursework, we are asked to build a music playlist, of which we developed it in Apache NetBeans software using the palette. And it was embedded by the API, that is the Application Programming Interface, and of which this application allows to.
Hello, my name is Charity Sharon, and before you is our project that we are working on. I wanted to talk briefly about the layout. On our design, on the Apache NetBeans, we decided to use the palette part. In the palette part, it has different swing containers, which have different swing controls, which do different things, but we mainly chose a few. First of all, at the beginning, we used a label, and in that label, it's supposed to pop up what type of music we are playing at a specific time, and it cannot be, when you talk about a label cannot be edited like a text. Once you input in anything, you can't edit it. And we also imported an image that you see below there, which shows like a design of music. That one was just imported, plus our background. We also imported that beautiful background that makes our work unique.
Hello, Jackie, are you on? Okay, I think it's network issues. When you try to run our project right here, you'll see that our system will run, or our application will run normally, and you'll see at the end of it all that whatever we've been talking about, or what other members said earlier on, it will really come to pass. You let us give us some time. All right. Okay. Let's see. Oh my. Yeah, right away. This is the output from our simple kind of design we came up with. You can see the buttons that we were talking about. Actually, when you try to click on these buttons, they are very responsive because we coded them. We can see from the very start here, we have the play button, which is used to load our files onto the system. So these these buttons here, over here, we can, when you click on them, on each of them here, you can see that I can access the file. The file of which I had stored the music. If I try to check it here, you can see. Probably I would love to play that one. And you can see that at the end of it all, our music will play automatically. So what we are trying to mean here, what we were trying to do here is we coded all these to respond accordingly, whereby if I click on play, it can load music, and the title of the song is loaded onto the label up here. On the other hand, when I click on play, pause. Pause means you stop the song. And then in case I feel like continuing, I'll just click on resume. See, the song continues playing. And then on the other hand, our colleague said we can quit. Maybe we are fed up with this music. Now we feel like now exiting. So you just click on exit and a pop-up comes saying, are you sure you want to really exit? Automatically I want to do so. We had a build-up which we can call the source or the source code. And in our source code, as we can see on screen, this is what we came up with. Maybe my colleague can just talk about what it's all about, then we pick up from there. Sharon, anything you can supplement? Okay. Yeah, indeed, as my colleague has talked about it already, these are just like imports for us to make sure that the files can operate according to what we intended. You have to make, or you have to import certain kind of libraries that enable this application to run smoothly. So if we can begin, or just to begin, we have what we call initialization. Of course, you are going to use different kinds of variables here. So you have to initialize those variables. Like we have here, total length, the file input stream. All these are just initializations. So where do they work? Okay. So we can access that by checking through our buttons. Maybe I can begin from the quit button. How did we access that? When you right click our quit button, you move or navigate to what we call events, and under these events we go to action performed, and it will take me right over there. What am I going to code under this btn exit? Maybe before we can talk about it, actually all these buttons here we give them what we call variable names. If I can check here, you see I called this one btn play, which means it's a button for playing. That one we called it the btn pause, btn resume, and then btn exit or quit. So when you check in our source code, we expected to exit this system, but upon approval. So for that reason, we came up with what we call a JOption pan.show confirm dialog. Here, you have two alternatives. That is, you expect either a yes or a no option. So in case maybe you're exiting, the system will be asking you, are you sure really you want to exit? And in case your answer is yes, then the system has to take action. And if the answer is no, automatically it has to also do what's needed. So here we allocated an integer. We called it integer p, and we said that's what it will, to like help us to make a selection between the two options. And in case that integer p equates to 0, which means if our selection is yes, yes has been allocated to 0. If our selection is yes, automatically what will happen? The system will have to close. And for this system to close, we use a declaration system.exit, and then you terminate. So that is how we came up with our button for exit. To rush a bit, we had a play button. Play button, we coded it in a way that we used what you call mouse clicked, mouse released. When you release the mouse, what will happen? We shall have to select a file, because our system doesn't have any file for songs. So what we do, it will have to take us to choose a particular file, open it, and select the song that we want. So with that, we use what we call a JFile chooser, and then that file chooser, we allocate it a variable and say integer equals val. Integer val equals chooser.show open dialog. This message simply means that we are going to open our message, our file folder or folder where the songs are, and then from there, what will happen, if it has been approved and opened, then there will be what you call picking one of the songs that exists in that file. So that's what we are calling chooser.getSelectedFile. And then what happens then, that song, after bringing it onto our application, it has to display to confirm that really we have brought that song onto the application. So it displays on the label for the song, which our colleague told us earlier on, this area. The moment we coded this, and it prompted for receiving the file, that file title is reflected in our label here. Maybe just rushing a bit back. So we had to come up with this. These are just some kind of libraries that help us to play those audio files. So we came up with a thread, and what is this thread saying? The thread is commanding that whatever you have chosen, whatever you've selected here, must play. And that's why we said player.play and terminated it. And we had to surround that block with a try catch, and then compelling our play button to start. To conclude, we had a pause button. What happens to the pause button? We coded it using the mouse released, and we had to come up with a string that says that if the player equals null, pause equals fis.available. What is it doing here? We are trying to command our application that if the song has been playing, then we want it to stop. And how do we stop it, or how do we pause it? By putting player.close. So this function here helps us to stop the song from playing. Okay. Okay, so we also had the resume button. That means I want to continue with my song. Maybe there was an interruption amidst the playing, so now it's time for me to continue the song. I just come to mouse released. What happens for that kind of music file that we have loaded onto the system to stop playing, we shall use what we call fis.skip total length pause. And what does that do? We create a thread and say new thread, and we terminate this process. How are we terminating it? The pause under this declaration or under this attribute part here is what's helping us to terminate the operation of our song. So instead of this song continuing to play, what will happen, because of clicking the instead of this song remaining in pause mode, when you click on the resume button, then automatically our song begins to play. And that's how we came up with our beautiful artistic work here, which we are calling a simple music application form. So that's why even if you run, you can see our system is now responsive based on the code that we created over there. There we go. If I can minimize this, open. When I click on the play, it prompts me to select where is the song. It is asking me now. So I'll go to maybe probably there and maybe select that file. I can just double click it, or else you can follow the procedure and oh, my system is down. It's slow a bit. Ouch. So that's all. You can see I can pause, I can play, and that's how our system responds. And I think due to the overload on the PC, that's why it's a bit slow, but I think we can see. So this is what we intended to have for our simple project today, and I beg to submit from there. And on the other hand, hello members. Yeah, on the other hand, this thing is a bit slowing down. Okay, so these are some of the members who were there to help me during the process of coming up with this nice, beautiful work, as you can see them from over here. And with those few, I think one can now also try to create his own music application with this little knowledge that we've